everybody, my name is Rainy Angel. Welcome to my channel, Rainy Angel Spirit. So I wanted to talk to you guys about an experience that I've had. It was a controlled out-of-body experience, and by doing this I used the AYDA method, and AYDA stands for Awaken Your Dormant Abilities. And honestly, when I first heard that, I just loved the sound of that, like awaken your dormant abilities. I was like, what are my dormant abilities? Like, what does that mean? I had a spontaneous OBE that was very vivid, and I just knew that there was something more to this world. Your body has to be very relaxed when you do this. So this is exactly how I came out. Everyone's experience is different, but there are some general things that you should know when going in, like what to expect. And he goes very much into detail about that on his workshops on his website. What happened was, once I laid down, felt very relaxed, stayed aware, suddenly just kind of felt very lightheaded, very swimmy in my head. A lot of the times when I come out of my body, I see these like flashing lights. It's like these circular flashing lights. That's when I know that my soul is like disconnecting. Felt myself floating. It feels like you're floating or you're in water. Like, you'll feel the difference. Your soul is hovering above your physical body. When you feel that, that's what that is. I got out of my bed. Like, this was the first time I fully just got out of my bed, and it was so exciting. I'm looking around, and when you come out of your body, you see everything. You see all of your thoughts in almost like a physical form. If you are somebody that loves butterflies or something, and you are always thinking about butterflies, and it's in your mind, and in that moment, if you're thinking of them, they will show up. And then there's also things that you find in your space that you forget that you thought of that. Like, it's in your subconscious. Like, for example, when I came out of my body, I saw a poodle, like a white poodle sitting in the corner of my room. I remember that specific poodle I helped when I was about 16. I helped him because he had a bunch of like gunk in his eyes, and his eyes were like shut, like, trimmed up his hair. And anyways, I don't know. I think that was just like a special core memory of mine, and in that moment that was manifested in my space. Okay, I'm looking around my room, and it's the same, but there's different things. So like, I saw the poodle. Nothing freaked me out, by the way. It was just like, oh, a poodle, cool. You know what I mean? And I'm looking around, I'm looking at my dresser. It's generally the same, but there's just different things on my dresser that wouldn't normally be there, like in this realm. And what I saw was like a white cupboard that I have no recollection of where that could have came from, but you just see all these different things. So I immediately wanted to escape my room and just kind of explore my house and go outside even. As this is happening, I feel like my soul being pulled back into my body. I'm walking towards my door, but there's this pull, and I almost forgot that that's what it was, because I could visually see these like little flurries. It looked like snow flurries, but from my understanding, it could have been like the energy that I was seeing. And it just looks like a bunch of snow flurries coming at me, and it felt very windy. So I'm like literally holding onto my dresser as I'm like walking out of my door, like trying to get to my door. I'm holding on to things, you know what I mean? Since I was out of my body, I did not have to open the door the way you would hear. I didn't have to turn a doorknob and open it. I just walked right through the door like a ghost. I felt like a ghost. Okay, so let me give you a little rundown. So when you are in your dimensional space outside of your body, like I said, all of your thoughts are reflected around you, like in physical form. I knew that I had to be at work. I took this nap, and I was kind of like, I wouldn't say in a rush, but I knew I had like some sort of time limit before I had to get ready for work. Because of that stress, that slight little stress, I went into my hallway. My hallway looked the same. All of a sudden, my neighbors from next door come into my house. They come into my house, like just barge in, even though the door is supposed to be locked. This is all me though. This is all my imagination. Like, this is all me creating these things without me even realizing it. They just open the door and they're like, hey, we're taking you to work. And I'm like, no, you're not, because normally my mom drives me to work. They're like, we're taking you to work. We're taking you to work. And I'm like, no, you're not. And she's like, yeah, your mom told us we're taking you. I'm like, okay. And they just come in the door, and it just got kind of weird. It got kind of weird because they both came in the house. Like, they had to tell me something. It was like kind of a stressful situation, even though like we both have, like, my neighbors and I have a good relationship, but it was just the stress of me having to be at work at a certain time. They come in the house, they close the door and walk toward me, and I just get kind of freaked out, so I run past them and exit my house. It got a little weird, more weird, I guess. Well, I'm walking outside, and it's rainy out, because it was rainy and dreary out when I went to sleep, but I like the rain. Didn't bother me. I thought it was very calming and peaceful. So I look on the side of my house, and my house was like I don't have tall ceilings, okay? Outside of my house, the ceilings were super tall. Like the ceilings were super tall. Like went all the way up, like I don't even know how many feet. And I'm just looking, and there's a tree behind me, like this really cool, like spooky looking tree. The tree limbs are projecting like this shadow on the outside of my house, and it's forming words, and they were saying things like fearful things, because when you are in some sort of state of fear or stress, you feel that and you see those things on the other side. And it said, "He is coming." And I don't know who he is, but it was just sort of a doom and gloom sort of thing. And I'm like, that's weird. But to be honest with you, me as a person, like I grew up watching scary movies, and I kind of liked seeing that because it was cool. I was like, I feel like I'm in a scary movie. There's a low-key, like haunting sort of vibe. Spooky. So then I walk out to the street, and I see this like commotion going on with like random people that I don't even know who they are. It's my imagination. I'm projecting these things to happen without even realizing it. I see them, it's like a group of people, and then randomly a police car pulls up to the group of people, and he's talking to them, saying things. I'm like, what's going on over there? Then suddenly he backs out to leave, and he hits one of the people. And the policeman in the car goes, "Oh, I'm sorry that happened." And then the guy who got hit was like, "Oh, it's okay, don't worry about it." And I thought that was so bizarre, and the police car just takes off. So I was like, let me go over there and talk to these people. Like, I walk up to the person that got hit, and I said, "Why do you think that was okay that policeman almost just killed you? Like, that, you don't think that that's wrong? Like, you know what I mean?" And I'm looking at this person, and I just feel kind of weird about it. I'm like this man, and I'm just like, I felt like something creepy and scary was about to happen. So suddenly I fell back into my body. So I'm back in my bed, in my body. Now, I think that I'm fully back in my body. So I like go to take off my mask, because I had a sleep mask on, because you're supposed to block out all the light. So I took my sleep mask off to get out of bed. And when I got out, I was still on the other side. I was still in my soul. And I'm like, oh my God, like, I thought I was up, you know what I mean? I thought I was back in my body fully, but that was not the case. I jumped out of my bed again, and I'm like, oh, I'm still out here, you know what I mean? I knew not to fear that, because you can never get stuck on the other side when you're doing this, so don't be scared of that. So then I thought to myself, okay, well, before my alarm goes off, because I set an alarm for half an hour, let me go do this one other thing. So I'm in my soul, and I go to my mirror, because to my knowledge, mirrors are portal ways to wherever you want to go. So I go to my mirror, and I'm like, let me see what's in there. And I'm looking at the mirror, and I could see another room. It's like very similar to the room that I have. Like, it has the same floors, but it looks very vacant. Like, my room is very decorative. I have things everywhere. So this was different to me, and I like went to go stick my head through to see, and I stuck my arm through. So I'm looking, but I can't really get my head completely out or through the mirror. I'm like, oh my God, I can't get into the mirror fully. And I'm sticking my hand through. I probably got my hand about this much through. So if there was anyone else on the other side of that mirror, they probably just saw my hand, like, okay. At that moment, I'm trying to get through the mirror, then I fell back into my body again. And I fell back into my body. I was like, oh crap. But this time when I fell back into my body, I was in sleep paralysis, because your body goes through sleep cycles. I was in sleep paralysis, which actually means that your body's shutting down. When you're in the deep state of sleep, you enter sleep paralysis, and then your soul exits and you start dreaming, which you're actually in a dimensional space. So anyways, I wanted to stay there, but because I had to work and my alarm was about to go off, I would have just stayed there and just went with the process of sleep paralysis and popped back out of my body. Because I had to work and get up in a little bit, I just forced myself out. Like, I shook off the sleep paralysis feeling, and I woke up, and then I looked at my alarm, and I had, I think, like 2 minutes left on it. That was pretty much it. I was awake at that point. It was very interesting, quite the experience, the ultimate experience. It was a lot of fun. Yeah, you get to explore so many things that you can't even see here. Like, our brains are only perceiving a small percentage of things in this world. And your eyes are only perceiving like 0.3% of the light spectrum. So also when you're on the other side, you see all sorts of colors and lights, and there's more vibrancy over there with everything. The feeling, like, you know how you are on Earth here and you feel like everything's very real and tactile? But there on the other side, it feels the exact same or more real, depending on how conscious and aware you are. I've had spontaneous OBEs where it feels more real than here, and you feel the vibes, okay? Like, you feel the vibes of everything, like times 100 or 1,000. This is what my channel is going to be about now, just expressing and sharing my experiences through my awakening journey, because I know a lot of us, like actually all of us, are going through some sort of awakening to some degree and some level, no matter like who it is. To really achieve this, you have to get rid of fear, the fear of like everything. This is the foundation of my channel, and I'm really excited. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye.